welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video, so please bear with me as I work out the kinks on how I plan on communicating with you all. And there'll be a few and some breaks here and there. But again, it's my first video, official video, so just bear with me. All right, so today we'll be creating this wellness projection planner. I love this planner. It takes you through the year. And within that year, it helps you prioritize your wellness, your fitness, your plan, your whatever you're trying to do. It just helps you project yourself into wellness. So let's get a look at it. The first page is an index page telling you what all the planner includes. So there's of course there's a calendar for each month, and then there's monthly goals. There's a monthly inception, which is just a review that you do for yourself at the beginning of the month to kind of map out your goals or whatever it may be. There's a mid-month assessment, which is a form that you fill out each mid of the month, so that you can make sure that you're meeting your goals and everything that you expected it to be for that month. And then there's a monthly reflection, which is another form that you complete at the end of the month to make sure that you met your goals, and if you did not meet your goals, why you did not meet it. And it's also a journaling section. And why? Because your projection of wellness requires goals, assessments, reflections, and of course corrections of things that you did not meet. So let's look into those a little bit to kind of get an idea of what those are. So January, you have your monthly goals, and I typed that in there to kind of show you what it would look like if you type something into it. Monthly inception, so at the beginning of the month, you just fill this out. Mid-month assessment, again, during the middle of the month, you kind of come in to this planner and, address certain things. What are your mid-month wins? What are your mid-month challenges? How does that make you feel? How can you improve upon it? Et cetera, et cetera. And then monthly reflection. So at the end of the month, things that fulfilled me this month were all my monthly goals achieved? Just fill this out and figure out what you can improve upon for next month. And then 5-minute journaling section. So you just set aside 10 to 15 minutes to reflect and recruit from the past month. And the last 5 minutes, you just kind of write down what you feel for your hopes, your dreams, and manifestations for the next month. And then to type into here, what you would do is come down here. I believe it's here. Where is it? I know it's this right here. Click this pen tool, tap this A, and then you just type whatever you want, and then move it to wherever you want. And boom. So this goes to February, March, April, all the way to December. So I created this planner for myself. I also created one for my sister. Hers is here. Very similar to mine as well. It just has her picture on it, and the template is a little bit different. Oh, and her monthly goals looks a little bit different as well too. So this is what we're going to create. You can create your own. You can change whatever you want out of it or into it, or whatever the case may be. And yeah, so let's get into it. So to create these planners, I used Canva. And I love using Canva for a lot of different things, but for this planner, Canva was just the best platform to create it. So to create a journal, what we got to do is come into create a design, come into Canva, select create a design, and we're going to select planner in the suggested tab. We are going to recreate my sister's planner just for fun. So this is what we're going to recreate. So to recreate it, again, we'll come into here, we'll change the title to Ifoma's, my sister's name is Ifoma. So Ifoma's trial planner, since we're trialing it for the purposes of this YouTube video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do, we have our empty page, is we have to select our elements to fill up the page. And the first thing we have to do is select the cover page. So we need this non-fixed dimension rounded corner square. Get it to a size you like. And of course, a color that fits your theme. Okay, I like this color. Let's align this in the middle of the page just so it's centered appropriately. All right. Next, we're going to add the spiral for the notebook or for the journal. You can select several different options. For my sister, I used this option right here. Okay, so that looks good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create those tabs that you guys saw on the planners. To do that, we need to go back into the elements and select this shape again. I like the salmon color, so we'll keep it at that color. Reduce the size to where you can fit 13 of these onto the page. I think this is a good size. We'll duplicate. When it aligns with those, the aligning is those 3 lines that you just saw. So it aligned pretty well. So we can just duplicate that, and Canva will automatically populate it where it feels like you want it to be. So just keep going till you have 13 of these tabs. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is to add the elements of the tabs on here. So we need a home page. So just search home. I use this one for her, so we can just flip that over. Still a little bit too big, but we can make it a little smaller. All right, that looks good. Now we're gonna put the dates, the names of the month on here. So text, anyone will work because you can always adjust the size. So we'll put the name Jan, and then we'll select the font that we want to use. Bebas Nue, I believe that's how you pronounce that. That's what I like to use for this. Get it at a 90-degree angle. See what that looks like. And then drag it over. Let's zoom in a little bit. That looks good. So now we're going to duplicate that. And that looks good. So now we can just duplicate, and Canva will put it where it thinks you want it to be, all the way to the bottom of the page, or of the tabs that we have on the cover page. It's cool if it's not aligned, because we're going to go through and align it ourselves. And make sure the alignment numbers are matching accordingly. Okay, so they all look relatively aligned. I'm sure they're not quite as aligned as they could be, but to the naked eye, these look good. So now we'll go through and put the actual months. So Feb, and then make sure it fits. Okay, so we have all of our months on here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to group each month into the onto its tab, so it's easier for me to maneuver and move um, the parts whenever I need to move them. So we'll just go through each one and group them together. So to group that, I didn't even mention that. So you just select the tab, select the month, and then group. So you repeat that for all of them. Once you're done, go through and select each one and then group that again as one big unit. Group. Then we're going to send this to the back. Boom. Beautiful. All right. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a border to this page. I like this pink border, but I did not like that it was open here. So if you come to all the selections, you get a chance to see what all options you have. And I like this option. So let's delete the initial one and use this one. And then you just get it to fit on the page. That looks good. All right. So now we have the core backbone of what each page should look like. So what we can do now is just duplicate this. So we need an index page, so that's one. A calendar page, that's two. Monthly goals, monthly inception, monthly mid-month assessment, monthly reflection, and journaling page. So we need to duplicate that 7 times. So just duplicate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. And then we can change their names to index page, January, because we're going to put the January calendar there, monthly goals, inception, mid-month, reflection, or I could say end of month, and then 5-min journal. Oops. All right, so these are all the elements of each month that we'll have. So let's go back here and create our actual page. Our cover page. So the first thing we're going to need to add is a box that will hold the text of the title of the planner, which is prioritizing me. Let's see if it pops up a square. All right, here we go. So this is the one I used. And then to make it fit, we have to change the color template. Let's use this salmonish pink. And then we'll change this one to white. Move it up. Then we need to go and get her picture. So if you come to my home, I created her picture. I turned it into a cartoon and then made it like into a clip art. So I should be able to select this and then input it onto her planner. It's still loading, so okay, here we go. So just copy it and paste it onto here. We'll fix the size later, but we can just shrink it down to a fittable size just so I can type in the title of the planner. Any fonts is fine because we're going to change it anyway. So prioritizing, spelled that wrong. All right, looks good. Oops. So if you mess up or something, just undo it and go back and do what you're actually trying to do. And then let's change the font for this. I like to use the Amsterdam 4. Beautiful fonts. It looks good right there. Make it a little big. Text portion of this, and then remember on the bottom we had a path to overall, oops, I'm just spelling everything wrong, overall wellness. And then for this font, I love Calgary for that. It's simple, but yet powerful enough to like make it stand out and pop with the other font that we have on right here. So I think this is super cute. Yeah, this is perfect for it. Okay. And then if you wanted to move everything around, but you don't want to do it individually, just group everything together. And then that way you can just move it however you want to as a unit, as opposed to moving each item individually. So this is my cheat way of moving things around once I have all my elements on the page. So this looks good to me. All right. So next we're going to create the index page. Hey guys, that's it for part 1. To continue creating this planner, watch part 2.